UFC 310 needs a new main event after nasty Belal Muhammad injury. Dricus du Plessis vs. Khamzat news came out, and Justin Gaethje got dropped in training. Justin Gaethje is supposed to be taking some time off after that brutal knockout at UFC 300. Maybe, you know, some have said he should take even a year off. So the only responsible thing to do was have a body shot competition with him and his coach. Yeah, seems like a bright idea. In this Halloween season, Conor McGregor dressed up with his family. You can see right here. You can see he's like someone from the army. In other news, Asakura, new footage just came out of him in the UFC. But before I show you guys, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're almost at 13K. We're trying to hit that by the end of the year. You guys have been killing with the support. I can't thank you guys enough. But here's Asakura, right? Here's him with the UFC shorts, right? He's just in the cage, you know, with the gloves and everything. He's going to be debuting on that UFC 310 card, which we're going to talk about later, of course. Dricus du Plessis also said in an interview that he would rather fight Khamzat Chimaev than Sean Strickland. Now, this is obviously big news and positive news for Khamzat Chimaev, seeing that either Sean Strickland or Khamzat are going to get the next title shot, right? Those are the two options. I've already said I think either choice is totally fine, but I think at this point on a fan level, I'd much rather see the Khamzat fight. But here's Dricus du Plessis saying that he would rather fight Khamzat Chimaev.
That gets me excited. I think the whole world, the fans wants to see it. The fans are ultimately paid to watch the fights. So the fight the world thinks is the best next fight, that's what I want. So yeah, I think the Khamzat fight is 100% what I want.
Now, I think this is super commendable, and I think you got to give a lot of respect for Dricus du Plessis because, yeah, he's choosing Khamzat because, yeah, Khamzat seems like the harder fight. He wants to take those challenges on, and I'll maybe even be rooting for Dricus du Plessis. I'm not so sure. In other news, Bryan battle. He fought at UFC Paris, you know, just a couple months ago, and he cut a iconic promo, right? He flipped off the French fans while cursing at them and just dissing them overall after beating a French fighter, which obviously he got booed out of the arena. Stuff was thrown at him, but we have a massive update because apparently he is banned from fighting in France. Bryan is now forced to pay a $250,000 fine, as well as having a lifetime ban from ever competing in France. That is absolutely insane. Germaine de Randamie did retire today, and I wanted to give a shout out to her because, yeah, she has beaten a lot of top female fighters. Raquel Pennington, Juliana Pena, who's the current champion, even Holly Holm. Germaine posted to Instagram a video and also posted that, yeah, that she wanted to fight at the end of the year, but all the cards were full, which I'm like, come on, you couldn't have squeezed her on some sort of Apex card, like one more fight. And yeah, happy retirement to her. UFC Edmonton is this weekend, and we saw the first face-offs between Brandon Moreno and Amir Albazi, as well as the co-main event with Randamie Younes and Aaron Blanchfield. My predictions for the card are Amir Albazi and Randamie Younes. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. But yeah, what you guys have been waiting for, UFC 310. I've gotten a lot of comments, a lot of DMs, a lot of people asking me what are my opinions, like who's going to be the new main event. But let's recap. Belal Muhammad has pulled out of his fight with Shavkat Rahkmonov at the end of the year, the last pay-per-view. This is because of a nasty toe infection that Belal Muhammad had. Apparently it was straight to the bone. You could see Belal Muhammad in the hospital connected to antibiotic. Yeah, a really nasty injury. And I do think that this is karma for him constantly getting in other fighters' businesses for pulling out. If you guys recall, he had something to say about Conor McGregor, and I know Conor McGregor is Conor, but he even dissed Charles Oliveira out of all people.
Charles got what he wanted. He's not fighting in Abu Dhabi. To me, Charles never wanted to go to Abu Dhabi. He never wanted to fight in enemy territory, as he said. Do I say he did it purposely? Who knows? But he chose not to fight.
I mean, how are you going to diss Charles Oliveira? He's like one of the nicest guys in MMA. Conor even laughed at Belal Muhammad's injury, and Belal even clapped back. But who should replace this main event? Now, to me, I think there is 3 clear options on what is going to replace this main event. And the first one is something that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, but is Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez. Now, if you guys recall, the day before the Belal Muhammad news came out, we saw on Twitter there was a little bit of teases between Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez that perhaps there was a fight between the two coming. It started off with Diego Lopez in an interview with Ariel Helwani saying he'd be down to fight Volkanovski in Sydney. Then we saw the two, you know, kind of tweet at each other. Volkanovski tweeted something like time to get to work. Diego Lopez posted some smirking emojis and sunglasses emojis. So it seemed like maybe they were going to set up something for UFC 312, but after this news, I think it's a solid possibility that we see in December this as a main event. I think it would be a really fun main event, as much as I worry for Alexander Volkanovski. If you guys have seen Volk recently, he seems to be really itching towards a fight, so I could totally see him taking this opportunity. Now, I don't think this fight is going to happen simply because this would be the 5th time Diego Lopez has cut weight this year. That's a lot of times. Alex Pereira and Magomed has been thrown out there, which would be insane. Like, Alex Pereira, if he beats Magomed in December, like, that would actually make him the fighter of the year. Hands down, I already think he's the fighter of the year. Now, multiple sources have confirmed that Alex Pereira was approached by the UFC potentially for fighting in December against Magomed Ankalaev. However, credible reporters like Ariel Helwani have said that, look, Alex Pereira is not looking to fight, and it's not looking likely he is going to fight in December. Apparently, he has a lot of dates coming up, business dates that he needs to take vacations for. He talked about this when he fought Khalil Roundtree, so this is very believable. But since Ariel coming out and saying this, Alex Pereira posted, you know, some phone emojis on Twitter, and so did Magomed Ankalaev, right? He did the same exact thing, which makes it a little bit weird, and I could totally see Alex Pereira agreeing to this anyway, being tempted to do this. So that would just be insane if the guy actually does fight in December, but I don't think this is going to be a possibility. I think what most likely is going to happen is we're going to see an interim title between Shavkat Rahkmonov and someone else, and I think there's 3 options you could choose. I think number 1 is Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman posted on Twitter some eye emojis. Maybe he's gotten a call at the very least. Maybe there was some feelers sent out. Ian Gary also put his name in the hat by posting a video of him calling out Shavkat a while ago.
Some big names, there's some cool matchups, you know, there's Shavkat 18-0 undefeated. I'd love to get my hands on him. I've trained him.
And also posted on Instagram saying undefeated versus undefeated, anytime, anywhere. Joaquin Buckley of all people is also looking for this fight.
I'd love to get my hands on.
Hey, look, I'm gonna let you finish, but I got something to say. Nobody wanna see that fight. People wanna see knockouts. People wanna see finishes. And that's exactly what we're gonna bring.
However, my bet, what is going to be in the main event? What do I think? What is my feeling? My feeling is going to be the interim title. I think that's the most likely option. Even though I want to see Ian Gary versus Shavkat Rahkmonov the most, I think the fight that they're going to go with is Kamaru Usman versus Shavkat Rahkmonov, just because Usman is the most marketable name. He has headlined tons of pay-per-views before. Also, Belal and Usman have beef. We talked about the podcast incident last week. So I think if Usman does manage to get past Shavkat, I think that there is a chance that him and Belal have a bigger build-up. And plus, who else would deserve it more than Kamaru Usman? I mean, the guy was so active in his prime. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you guys think is going to headline UFC 310? Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.